Hello, Ewan Murdock. How are you?
Hiya, I'm all right, thanks. How are you?
He's still messing around with his phone. We decided to wear matching tops today. So he got
We're
matching
the same
tops.
height as well, apparently.
If we're the same, he was really little and I was really tall. That's about right. We'll go with that. So tell me, Ewan, for those people who don't know who you are, what business do you run?
Okay, I've got Bandito Burrito, which is in the middle of Windermere. We do, well, normally we do what we want. I change the menu all the time. But we always do burritos of some description. And, you know, in the summers we do salads and in the winters we do stews or whatever and such like. So that's what we do.
And is it mainly for takeaway normally? Takeaway
Yeah.
or eating?
Yeah, I prefer it when people take it away. then I don't have to speak to them, do I? But when they take the mess, yes. Yeah, but we're takeaway not mainly. Obviously, at the minute, things have slightly changed. Although we're remaining open, but we're doing deliveries only on Friday and Saturday night.
I was going to ask you about that. So you're doing deliveries of your normal food, or are you having to go off-piste a little bit with your menu?
Yeah, so the menu is, we've just got three things on it, or three main dishes on it, because I wanted to keep it as simple as could for me. We've got a chicken and chorizo, and we've got a shredded beef, and we've got
The vegetarian option.
Yeah, the harissa mushrooms. Sorry, I was on that one. We got harissa mushrooms, and it's for delivery only, like I said. So it's all pre-ordered and prepaid. We have a web page, which I cannot even think what the name is right now, but but I've only just got it. There's some teething problems that we need to sort out. But if people go on the Bandito Burrito page, then they on Facebook, then they can see, find the web page and the link and have a look and see what's on there.
And how do people actually order then? Phone or email, or what do you want?
Yeah, through the web page actually, but there's, like I said, there's been some problems. Thank you. There's been some problems with the postcodes, because the postcodes aren't working exactly. Basically, we're delivering to Ambleside and anywhere in between, to Troutbeck Bridge, Bowness, Windermere, Staveley, Ings, obviously, Burnside and Kendal.
Right.
But not like Levens or Enmore or Skellsmere, because it's just a bit too far. Just right in the middle of Kendal, that's what we're doing. And so yeah, so if people can't get on through the webpage, then they just email me or just phone me.
Yeah. Phil's on, and he's asking if you'll go to Natland.
I'm not going to Natland. Well, I'm not sending my lads out to Natland, no. It's too far, because you only get like one order from Natland and it's filled, you know.
You have to order 10 things, Phil, to make it worthwhile.
Yeah, it's someone else, maybe.
So before you, Untitled is asking about, probably not, I'm afraid. No, that's a bit too far, isn't it? Before you had Banditos, what was it before Banditos? Because I knew you in the cafe when it was its formal name. What was that?
Yeah, we used to be Just Good Food. So we were Just Good Food, and then we started off by doing like just pots of hot food, and we change the menu every day. So we do like 2 hot pots and 3 hot pots, sorry, and a soup. So 2 meat, 1 veggie, and 1 soup, and that's how we started off. And then one day I made a burrito, and everybody just loved it. And I didn't know what a burrito was until the day before I rolled it. I honestly didn't know what I was doing. And then we went through that phase, because we're not from the city here, so you have to explain what a burrito is to everybody when they come in. So we went through that phase for a few months, but everybody loved it, so we just kept doing it. And then we started like specialising a little bit more in burritos, because they were all selling well, and salads and salad burritos as well, which are great. We stopped doing soups because people didn't want the soup for some reason, I don't know. And to stop, mainly the older generation coming up those 3 steps, they hobble up those 3 steps. It takes them about 2 or 3 minutes, and then they crawl in and ask what the soup is. I'm like, we're not doing soup. I'm really sorry. So that's sort of why I changed the name, just because it just explains us a little bit better. And I like the brand.
It's a great brand, really great brand. What exactly is a burrito, and how do you explain it to people?
Just Google it. No, So a burrito, what I do is I heat a 12-inch tortilla wrap up, and then that goes on first, and then after the tortilla wrap, we put cheese on it, so that gets melted by the tortilla wrap. Well, that's the idea. And then we've got crushed nachos, and then we've got jalapenos, and then we put rice in it, and then we put in the main, either chicken treats or shredded beef or harissa mushroom, and then we scoop that on, and then we scoop some Mexican chopped salad on, and some Mexican coleslaw as well. Some people say you shouldn't have coleslaw in a burrito. I don't care. It doesn't matter what you put in a burrito, does it? As long as it's good.
No.
On the main menu, usually we've got meatballs because they're ace in a burrito. Honestly, they're really good. There's loads of cheese in it as well. So that's what a burrito. So then I wrap it up and then roll it in tin foil and make it. It's street food, so you know it's to be eaten by hand. I suppose that's
what I was going to ask you. It's good for workers, isn't it? Because they can pick it up. I know my son and Liam, Paddy and Liam, come and get food from you, or did before lockdown. And it's just easy for them to, because they're out and about and in the van, they've got the tools, and you know they've got probably mucky hands. It's probably just easy for them to eat on the go.
Yeah, that was the idea, and I mean they are pretty big and calorific as well. You know, watch what you eat for the rest of the day type thing. But you know, if you're working outdoors anyway, then that's great. We used to do a small one, which like they were popular through the summer, and then as soon as summer ended, that was it. Nobody wanted any small ones anymore, and I ended up just getting rid of rolls of wraps because you have to buy the wraps in like boxes of like 150 or something like that. So that's why we stopped doing small ones. But they were nice and cute, really cute.
How did you get into cooking?
I don't know. Oh, that's right. I don't know. I've always liked cooking, but after because me and Amanda bought the cafe, and I only had like 3 recipes under my belt. And like by Wednesday, so we started on Monday. By Wednesday, I was like, oh, I better learn something else. So I started learning. It's been a bit of a journey, and you know, I'd never call myself a chef or anything like that. I don't think anyone would, but you know, I can make home cooked food, shall we say? It's not going to win any awards, I don't think. I don't know. It's nice.
You are quite imaginative with food, though. I think your food's fantastic. But you were in the army, weren't you, before you were a cafe owner? Is that right?
Yeah, some people like, did you learn to cook in the army? No.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I assumed. I thought you were a chef in the army.
What did you just say? Amanda's laughing. Oh, she's worried for you. What did you just call me? A chef in the army? My goodness me.
Well, what made you randomly buy a cafe then?
Sorry?
What made you randomly buy a cafe? Where was that? Where did that idea come from?
Amanda's still laughing now. How dare you? How dare you? Amanda, go and get my berry.
We should get Amanda on this as well. Come on, Amanda.
No, she won't. She's just been for a run. She's a bit sweaty. She won't. No, I don't. I think it's because I decided that I didn't really have any skills, so I better do something where I don't need any skills. No, you know, I don't know, because I've always worked outdoors, and you know, always really annoyed me in Windermere how we could never get any food unless you're going to go to Sainsbury's and buy a sandwich, or up to Booths and buy a hunk of meat or something like that. Or Greggs, and that was not what annoyed me. It was the alternative was Greggs, and it was like, oh, there must be something better. So to that end, like, I mean, burritos can be, admittedly quite calorific, like I said, but you know, we're only putting really good stuff in, and I'm cooking everything from scratch. Like, I hate that phrase, but I'm cooking everything from scratch, and I'm not buying anything in packets apart from the actual wraps. So you know, you don't get that. Can I swear, Greg? Is that all right? You don't get that rubbish. I'm not going to swear now. Can I? You don't get all that rubbish that that these places tend to put in them. So you know, it's really good food,
and without all the plastic wrapping and everything on it as well. So it's eco-friendly.
Yeah, you're absolutely. Yeah, you're mad right on that. Yeah, it's actually costed quite a lot of money. You know, the boxes and all the biodegradable stuff is, you know, they like to make it as hard as they can to save the planet, don't they? And so they make them quite expensive. But do you know what? They look better anyway. So so that works, isn't it?
Okay, so one thing that I've always thought was cool about what you do is you primarily for locals. I know that obviously tourists come in as well, visitors come in, and they're very welcome, I'm sure. But you've got a really loyal following, like a lot of other cafes and takeaways don't have, I think, in Windermere and Bowness, and a loyal following of workers who just pull up outside, park illegally, run in, get a burrito, and get on with the day. And
I
that's
encourage you.
yeah, I'm sure. It's a big part of your trade, isn't it? Normally, so how is this affecting you?
Just now.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be honest, Sam. We're actually doing pretty well. It's
Good.
different, obviously. I mean, we're only open 2 days a week, Friday and Saturday nights. Well, not open, delivering 2 days a week. But people are really supporting us by ordering. We're doing like 5 days work in 2 nights, or we're doing more than 5 days work. We're doing about 6 days work in 2 nights. Not normal days. Admittedly, we're going as far as Kendal. So Kendal's quite a big factor. Lots of deliveries in Kendal, but all the guys around here, they're all ordering and getting through. And because I write them all, I'm writing everything down manually, all the people's names and that. So I can see all the people that normally come in. They're all ordering anyway. So I'm really chuffed with how this is going, and I'm really thankful of everybody that's supporting us. Because it is a difficult time, and there's lots of places. Like I feel sorry for like the Home Ground and Brambles and Sugar and Spice and that. Nice little cafes that they're suffering because they're not really a takeaway. Or they're not. They don't do takeaways. So I don't want to say landed on our feet, but well, I don't know if I can use that phrase.
You accidentally set yourself up in this way, and actually it's carried you forward, isn't it? You've actually tapped into what people want right now, and like I say, you've got such a loyal following that they are continuing to order from you. Is it just you and Amanda doing it, and then some delivery guys? Is that how you're running it?
No, oh, bless. I'm sorry, Amanda's laughing again at your foolishness. No, she's Amanda tries to stay out of the cafe as much as she can, and she's a theatre nurse, and being in theatre during emergencies is, she can absolutely handle that. But as soon as we start getting a bit quick in the cafe, she just blows her top. Right? so she likes to stay out of the kitchen, out of the cafe as much as she comes and helps tidy up. But it's just me rolling, and I've got 3 delivery drivers. I would love to have another person rolling. That would make and get more drivers, and that would make I'd be able to do a bigger area, and we could do more people. And but obviously I can't really have anybody behind there with me because we're all being very careful to keep our distance.
And obviously overnight this could all change, couldn't it? And everybody could be back open again, and then you might have set up for that, and it's gone. So yeah. So let's move on to the actual topic of today's talk, because when I asked you and come on this, and he said yes, and then probably regretted it immediately, tried to get out of it about 16 times, but I managed to force him, pin him down, and we talked about maybe coming up with some nice recipes for kids, because there's a lot of mums and dads out there that are bored of their own cooking. Their kids are bored of their cooking. It's costing a fortune, I'm sure. The kids are eating them out of house and home. Can I have a snack? It's probably the phrase they hear most often during the day. So what kind of ideas could you give to these frustrated mums and dads to help them provide nutritious food for their kids that is fun and it doesn't cost them a fortune?
Oh, it doesn't cost a fortune. I missed another. Sorry. So I think your idea was that I might come up with some decent things. And my idea was I'll just wing it. It'll be all right. So lots of people, when they come in a cafe, lots of people demand the seeds that we have. So we have seeds, and they're called soy seeds. That's the official name, and they're just seeds. So we have sunflower seeds. These are mega. You can use sunflower seeds or you can use pumpkin seeds. And my lovely wife told me about this. If you put them in the frying pan, sunflower seeds work best. Put them in the frying pan, don't crowd them too much, and put the frying pan on like medium heat, and on a dry, so no oil. And yeah, all right.
What's she saying?
She's put her head through the kitchen. She was like, dry.
Dry.
I know.
Thanks,
dry.
Amanda.
Dry.
Amanda and you
No oil. No oil. So you're hooshing it about, flicking it or whatever. So until they're all nice and brown, and then after they're nice and brown and hot, turn the heat off, leave in the pan, and splash some soy sauce on. You don't need much. You just need to coat it really lightly. And so you squish it around and coat it really light. I mean, you don't need much at all. I'm not talking like half a cup or anything like that. You just splash some soy sauce on, and then just leave them in the pan, and the residual heat will just dry them out, and that's your soy seeds done. They're awesome. You can put them on anything. You put on. You can. I mean, I do put them in burritos sometimes. So if I'm right. But you put on salad.
Yeah.
They go really, really well with anything Italian. They go mega with, because they're nice and salty and that, and they go really well on top of pasta dishes. Really well.
I wouldn't have thought about putting them on pasta actually, but so it's a lot more healthy than maybe getting a bag of crisps, which is what kids probably want all day.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah. I mean, you wouldn't eat like a massive cup of them because you'd be sick, wouldn't you? But if you just give kids a handful, then there's nothing bad in there, really.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. I like that one. Okay, so soy seeds, yeah.
That's soy seeds. Next one, right? So cheese straws. Okay, these are awesome. Yeah, I mean, I'll just tell you, and people can write it down.
Do an actual live, demo of it, but no, you can have just explain.
Yeah, quick, I'm gonna do it. If you turn your oven on at 180, get some puff pastry and roll it out. So it's about 2 to 3 mils thick. Okay, so 2 to 3 mils thick, and roll it into a nice square.
Puff pastry. You're not making it, are you?
Sorry?
You're not making the puff pastry. You're buying it in a roll.
Oh yeah, buy the puff pastry. Yeah, I mean, why would you make puff pastry? Buy the puff pastry. You've saved yourself about 3 days. So you buy the puff pastry, roll it out, so it's about 2 to 3 mils thick, and then you bang it in the fridge. Okay, it's important. You need to bang it in the fridge for about 30 minutes, because every time you bring it out, it's sort of the butter in it starts to melt. It doesn't come out right. So you roll it again, and then wash it with an egg. Bring it out the fridge, wash it with an egg, and then pat down on it some cheddar cheese, some grated cheddar. Okay, so put grated cheddar over it, and then pat it down, and put some caraway seeds on. If it go away. If some caraway seeds if you want.
That's not a man planning to go away.
No, it's one of the dogs. And then after that, flip it over. Don't flip it over at all. I know what I'm doing. Okay, so you pat it down. After that, if you score down it to make nice little lengths, okay, about 2 fingers thick.
Yeah.
So if you score down it to make long like ribbons, and then from the end, you put your finger on the end, and then on the other end, you pick it up and you just turn it so it's twisted.
Okay.
So you've got a nice twist, and you do that with all of them, and then you bang them in the oven for about 25 minutes, and then they come out really nice.
So let me see if I've understood it, because if I've understood it, then anybody can understand it. So puff pastry rolled out 2 or 3 mils thick in the oven 30 minutes, back out.
Oh, no, in the fridge for 30. In the
fridge 30 minutes. Out, roll it again, and then caraway seeds and cheddar, and pat it all down.
Yeah.
Then score it, and then you twist it from the end.
Yeah.
And then put it in the oven. Oh, yeah. Egg. Not the egg.
Oh yeah, put the egg on. No, wash it with the egg.
Wash it with the egg. Okay. Before you put it in the fridge or after?
After. It's to make the cheddar stick to it.
Oh, right. Okay. Right, got you. Right. Yeah. I'm going to try that. That sounds nice. I like that. Sound of that. So that's number 2. So we've got soy seeds.
Right. I've got a question for you, actually. How low have you gone in this lockdown, right? As in, like, because obviously people don't want to go out. You don't want to go out as little as possible, don't they?
Yeah.
Like, if you don't want to go to the shop unless you really, really have to. Yeah. And so people have been quite creative with the things they've been doing in the fridge. My mate the other day, he said he had a grated carrot sandwich. And I was eating the other day, and I was starving, and we had a bag of nachos, and so I was eating some nachos, and I thought I wouldn't mind a dip. And I went in the fridge. I mean, obviously, I don't know why. I just thought there might be a dip in there. Sometimes there is. And there wasn't. And so I found some margarine. I thought I'll just spread that on it. So I spread that on the cracker. And then that was taking, not the cracker, the nacho. That was taking too long. So, to spread it. So I just started dipping the nachos into the margarine. So I don't know what you could call them. Flachos. Flour and nachos.
You're not going to include that as one of the three. That is gross. That is low, actually. I'd rather be grated.
That would be all right, wouldn't it?
No, not at all. No, do not put those on your menu. I'd rather have the grated carrot sandwich any day. Let's move on to 3.
Sorry, hummus. Hummus. People forget to do hummus. It just leaves their mind, doesn't it? And hummus is really easy to do. You just need some chickpeas and oil, really, and you can put tahini paste in and such like. But I mean, if you use olive oil or sunflower oil, if you use olive oil, it tends to be you can get quite a bitter hummus, which you can counteract with balsamic vinegar or some sort of sweet vinegar or even sugar. You don't need a lot, but I mean, if that's your basic stuff, then you can just put anything in after that. Garlic, salt, pepper. You can put smoked paprika. You can do all kinds. You can put different beans. It doesn't have to be chickpeas either. We do a kidney bean dip that we use quite a lot. Obviously, the more balsamic you put in that, the better it becomes. It's absolutely incredible. And you bang it in the blender, your food processor, and then the longer the better in there, and it'll just keep going. And then just add the oil. So you've got your chickpeas or your beans. Put them in. Turn your blender on. Not your blender. Your food processor on.
I used a NutriSweet when I did it, and that was all right. NutriBullet, not NutriSweet.
Does that work? Does it?
Yeah, it got a bit claggy. I think I probably need to put more oil. I can ask you that because when you buy it from the shop, it's so smooth and it's not as thick, is it? So how do they do it? It's just more oil, or is it more, processing?
They'll just blend it more and probably more oil, yeah. But that's how I make mine. I get it as smooth as possible.
Yeah.
Just leave it for ages. Just go. Do you know what else as well? You can do, guacamole.
Yeah.
Costs a fortune, right?
Yeah.
Because avocados. I mean, you have to remortgage your house to go and get a box of them, don't you? You can do it with broad beans. Did you know that?
No. How would you do that?
You just use broad beans instead of avocados, but you stick it in a blender. That's what made me think of that. Then you just said blend.
Broad beans? I mean the dried ones in a tin.
Frozen, yeah. Get frozen broad beans. You can use garden peas as well if you want, or a mixture of two. And then if you stick them in with lime juice, garlic, oil, and anything else you can find. I've forgotten something.
Shit, I was going to say
if you just stick some oil in it and some water, then and blend that up, then it's really nice. And then add chopped onion and coriander afterwards. It's absolutely belting.
That sounds nice. That sounds nice.
It still goes brown though.
Does it?
Yeah. It does when you use broad beans, not when you use green peas.
Right, okay. Onions, somebody just said as well. Have you got what's your favourite burrito filling? Yours personally?
I have chicken treats all day long. Honestly, if anyone comes in a cafe and says, if they stand there and look a bit vacant for a few seconds, it's easy to tell them what they want.
Yeah.
So they love that. And if anyone asks that I can recommend something, I always say chicken treats because that is just the best burrito. Honestly, and it just is the best burrito. There's no question. Beef's good. Beef's good. The mushrooms is actually quite nice, but nothing beats chicken treats. I'll put more time and effort into that than anything else.
More love.
Don't put time and effort into everything else. It's just
obviously. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Well, if people want to follow you, I'll make sure we tag the page as well. And we'll put in the website that it may not be working, but the order is working, but the postcode is not working. Is that right?
Yeah, generally that's what it is. Yeah. So if you think you're in an area that you should be getting delivered to, then then just get in touch with us, and we'll try and sort it out on the webpage. It's helpful when people do let us know as well, because we can amend it and make it right.
And I'm sure that lots of people know you in lots of different ways. So they might be texting you, WhatsApping you, emailing you, sending you a message on the page, sending you a Facebook message, and it must be hard to keep track of all those orders. You just need them in one place, don't you?
Oh yeah, that would be really hard. Yeah, that's what I've been trying to encourage people to do. Yeah, because otherwise I lose orders. Yeah, people texting. Yeah, I get all kinds of orders. But even my mates, they text me. I'm like, mate, you need to send me a proper order on the page, otherwise you're gonna get forgotten. Because I don't just walk around with a notebook. I read a message and forget about it. That's generally how it works, isn't it? But that's yeah. So yeah, definitely either on the Bandito page or on the web page. They're the two places for orders. So
the rest of your day is going to be cooking, is it, or rolling, or whatever?
Yeah, I've been cooking all morning actually, and then I've sprinted back here. I'm at home now. I mean, sprinted back. I mean, I'm about 2 minutes away. But so I've come back here. I'm just gonna get a brew. I'll probably have another brew and then go back in and start cooking again.
All right.
What I've been doing.
Well, I know that you've squeezed us in today, so I really appreciate you coming on this. I think everybody else has enjoyed this session, I'm sure. And even if they haven't got kids, there's a lot that you've told us that we could go and do ourselves anyway. I'm going to try those cheese straws because I think they sound really good. So let's encourage everybody to put a picture of what they do, put it on the Bandito Burrito page, and then you can critique it.
I better get nobody. I mean, loads of people asked me how to make the brownies once, and loads of people asked me how to make the brownies. So I was like, right, fine, I'll tell you. And so I told everyone how to make the brownies, and not a single person did.
No, it's true. And a lot of people who, like a chef, will really, prize their secret recipe when actually nobody would do it anyway, because that's the whole point. Nobody else to do it, don't you?
Yeah, I've got no secrets anyway. I don't care. I'll tell anyone anything, like how to make anything. But, I can't stop talking. That's what my problem is.
Right, well, I'll let you go. Go and get your brew. Go and get back to work, because a lot of people waiting for their Bandito burritos tonight, I'm sure.
Yeah, they might be late now. So yeah.
All right. Thanks again, Ewan.
Cheers, Sam.
Bye, Amanda, as well.
Bye.
Bye.